Okay, we started. Action. Those kids are talking.
Aren't they sleeping? Sleep! Is it not auntie?
Oh, no, it's not like the babies.
What are we talking about?
Oh, let me introduce us and then I'll tell you. It's applicable to what I'm drinking. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl King.deenie, obviously back with another video. Yay!
It's been a while.
Let's tell them sorry. Sorry.
Sure.
Mom is
we
being
were trying
busy.
to wait for Jada. I've also been busy.
She's securing the bag, so yeah, we'd rather, it's pointless to record something rushed, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway, it's fine. We're here. You can appreciate that, and you can stop sending me Insta DMs and stuff like that. So today we'll be talking about, should parents let their kids drink alcohol? If you want to know what this is, it's just grape juice that comes in a cider bottle. Okay, so obviously, like always, we're gonna start with mom, her opinion, obviously as a parent, and then we're going to generalize. And you know how it works. What episode is this? You've had so many of these episodes.
Episode a lot.
Exactly. So, mom, let's start with the general questions. Do you think parents should let their children drink alcohol?
When they get to the legal age, which is 18, they should let the children choose for themselves whether or not they want to drink alcohol. Because I personally think, as a parent, whether or not you allow them to drink, they will, if they want to drink, they will drink. So if you know they drink, and allow them to drink, obviously they will not disrespect you and drink in front of you, but you will at least know that they drink, and they will not go behind your back to weird places and drink where they will put themselves in danger. At least if you have a party at home, you can allow them to drink when there's a party, but a certain limit, and in a corner, not in front of you. You know.
Are you
not that we must sit here and be drunk together. No. I
thought you were attacking me in front of my subscribers. But was he not in front of you?
I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just saying Jadine and I had her first drink when she turned 18 together.
My first legal drink.
Her first legal, oh my gosh.
Secret something.
But then I said, if that's what you want to do, I cannot stop you, but at least let me know if you do drink. I guess as a parent, I know that my parents had no control over what I used to do when I left home for tertiary. Right now, I drink tea. That's all I drink. I do not take alcohol any longer for personal spiritual reasons. But it is very important for parents to know whether or not their children drink, to tell them the pros and cons of alcohol, and to always remind their children that overindulgence is the problem. It's not the indulgence that's the problem. It's when people pass out at the wrong places. It's when people vomit and do all kinds of weird things. But
yo, Mom, you could have just said this episode's about attacking JT.
It's not. Why are you exposing yourself?
Mom, they already know that it's been 30 times.
Well, see, I know about her, so, but she is of the legal age, and in a month's time,
I'll be 19.
She'll be 19.
Almost
so
20.
She's actually old.
I'm
supposed to be living in her own apartment somewhere.
Oh, we're chasing each other out now. Must be nice. It's okay, guys. When the money comes through, which I feel it deep down in my gut, I just won't say when it comes, but I know it's coming.
It's soon.
But I'm not gonna leave home even when I have money, Mom. I'm telling you now. I'd rather buy certain.
Said anything
I'm just
about
saying,
you leaving home.
We'll say you should actually be living. Okay. Anyway, so No, I don't even know how to reference this. But okay, let's start off with the hiding from your parents part, like the hiding that. Do you think? Because obviously there's households where alcohol is kind of like banned.
Alcohol is forbidden.
It's like wait.
So those are the parents that will never know that their children drink.
And they
but
do it
those children are the ones that drink.
Go and experiment.
The worst, and experiment with even wrong things behind your back as a parent because you are too strict. I'm not saying that parents should.
No, but you were also strict, but in a certain way. Like what I've noticed is, I'm not exposing or outing any of my friends or anything, but what I've noticed is the parents that say you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this, stay away from certain things, stay away, and then they try and shield you. When they get to varsity, you have created an animal because they'll be out every weekend drinking, partying, and because you didn't allow them to do that stuff. Whereas mom always said, even before I was legal to drink, she always said, I'd rather have you experiment things here at home, know what things taste like here. Not good to here's a bottle, go finish, but you know what.
Like
literally,
rest
and
of
we
the
wouldn't
class.
like, especially like wine and stuff. We knew how it tasted. I hate wine because I just don't need it. I bet half of the girls in varsity that drink wine and want to be the girls with the wine. I drink the wines and not the juice, and half of those girls probably hate the taste of wine, but because they want to be part of the aesthetics of the room, and oh, this one is drinking wine, Nama must also drink wine, then they drink everything because why? They weren't exposed to certain things like that, and then they go get drunk outside. I'm not saying now normal people don't get drunk, but bona bends are over. That's what
also another thing is, do not force yourself to do something you don't like to do just because your friends are doing it.
Exactly.
If you don't like alcohol, don't drink it. You are not going to be less cool if you don't drink alcohol. You're not going to be less fun if you don't drink alcohol. You're not going to have less, like, I still have just the same fun.
Sober.
I actually am as well. I have more fun sober because I'm conscious of what's happening. I enjoy everything that's happening
and you remember
around.
everything that happens. Some people need to, when they get drunk and stuff like that, they don't remember, and so they ask you the next day, was I fine? Was I a certain way? And it's like, dog, you know you don't
so
like
you drink alcohol, you lose your memory, you don't know what was happening, and you're still self-conscious about yourself. So decide. If you're self-conscious, then stop doing the thing that is making you self-conscious, which is the alcohol that takes away the memory of what you were doing. You embarrassed yourself, and then you're self-conscious. And when people tell you that you embarrassed yourself, and then your self-confidence levels, they go like this. So if you don't like it, do not do it.
Do you have any advice for this one will hit a little bit closer to home, to kids that hide the fact that, okay, not even kids, grown adults that hide the fact that they drink from their parents? And not even in the sense, Uti, I'm disrespecting you and I'm drinking in front of you. No, like, make your parents believe, Uti, you've never touched it in your life, and then just one day you are knocked out drunk on the floor.
By the way, this is just for this exercise. This doesn't happen on a normal basis. This is just so that, because it is an episode, and as she said, it is grape juice.
And we're going to show other parents that it's okay for a child to drink grape juice. We're not saying in front of you, but it's fine.
And also, you were saying I must give okay.
Oh, advice.
I'm a super old adult, but I would never be caught dead drinking in front of my mother in a class like that. I would rather be pretending like I'm drinking tea. This goes back to the time when I still used to drink alcohol. I would never ever be caught dead drinking in front of my mother. I would drink in front of her, but she will not know that I'm drinking alcohol.
Why was that though?
In front of her?
Aside from respect,
she never exposed us to alcohol, and she never we never had the alcohol conversation with her, but we had the alcohol conversation with my father. And he was the one that actually used to make us taste. And
You see,
so
this is
then
a-
we grew up knowing the taste of alcohol.
And you don't get crazy
And-
when you see alcohol in a club and you
Yes,
go, oh my
and then-
gosh, I want to taste Hennessy.
Because
I
you're
want to do
already,
this. You know what
because
this
you're
stuff
already
tastes
given
like.
a certain portion
Yeah.
by a responsible adult at home to say this is what this tastes like. And so you've got your taste buds are used to certain
And they
things.
know
You
what
know
it
the
is.
different types of alcohol.
And you know what
so
you
you're
like
not
and
gonna
don't.
reach tertiary and go crazy. So I personally thank my father that he actually introduced me to alcohol. But I'm not saying that he said
okay.
like in small portions.
It's just
to
like
say,
taste.
like taste
Just
this.
know.
This is what it tastes like, because that helped me to become the person that I was and to make the decisions that I made. And I don't remember myself going crazy over alcohol. I used to take it at tertiary level like every other student out there that does take alcohol, because I was once a tertiary student. And I'm not gonna hide the fact that I did take alcohol when I was at varsity, but I never once could do it. I still can't. I show up drunk in front of my mother, but I've taken it in.
Past tense.
Well, past tense. But I've taken it in. It's already inside. She didn't see me do it. I didn't do it. But this is because we didn't have that conversation. So it's important to have the conversation. Like I said, it's important to give them their choice. It's their choice. At the end of the day, it's their choice. Parents, it doesn't matter what you do. It is their choice. Where if they want to drink, they will go and drink alcohol, whether or not you want them to. Where if you beat them up, it doesn't matter. In fact, it'll make it worse. So if you talk bad about it, and if you talk bad about them, they will go and drink to take your conversation down with it. So best you have the conversation when they're still at a stage where they're impressionable. They say, okay, oh, this is what it tastes like. Oh, disgusting. I don't like the taste of this.
Like I had
You had what?
Corona. My
gosh.
But everyone, I've seen like a lot of YouTube females drink it because they're sponsored by it. So I'm like, so maybe it doesn't taste like an actual beer. Maybe it tastes like cider. Because we had the booklets, we didn't pay for anything, guys. So we gave the amount for and I put it in the cup, and then I had a sip. I'm like, I'm not drinking this. I said to the bartender, you can have this, give me a Coke.
Yeah,
and that's what I had at a turn up yesterday. That's what I had. I asked for a Coke because I just didn't like what was being served.
And also,
you don't have to force yourself to like something.
Exactly. There's also what are they called? They're like beer tasting festivals, or is that what they're called? Well, it's not just the beer that
your
you're
beer
tasting.
fest and stuff like that.
It's different types of alcohol that you're tasting, so that you can
know what you like.
Also, we used to have one at next to varsity where I went to one, and of course you come out drunk there because you don't know what tasting is. You're drinking everything that you come across. So as a young person, it is okay to experiment, but be responsible in your experiments, and also don't do things because you feel pressure to do it. Some people drink champagne not liking champagne, but they drink it because they think it is the cool thing.
I get to champagne, darling. I like it, but I'm just saying for the people that don't like it.
People like what they like. Don't like something just because someone likes it. Be yourself, be an individual. If you don't like it, if it's okay for you to drink tea in a room filled with people that are drinking whatever they're drinking. It's okay for you to drink water when your friends are.
Because you could be the biggest hype actually. Because those people that like are sober, they could be like the biggest hype people in the crowd, like they're having the most fun because
exactly.
Okay, so do you think parents should, now this is also going back to my grandmother, your mother, saying stuff like maybe alcohol ruins kids, or kids act a certain way because they drink alcohol, and not even rebellious or anything, but maybe certain things you do and then as a parent you like it's because you drink alcohol? Is it right?
Goes back again to the same thing that I've been saying from the beginning. If the conversation wasn't had at the right time, And the right time is when your child becomes a teenager, because that's the stage where your child experiments.
Grade 9,
I know.
actually 15.
I was once a teenager. I started experimenting at that
what
particular
age,
age. Right, like 14, 15. In
Hectic.
fact, 15,
Hey!
15,
It's
16,
going
I started
down
to
here.
experiment, but it's not like, it's what,
This is
but
news to me.
no, but it's what I'm saying, it's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the tasting
Yes.
that I was talking
No,
about.
Mama, understand.
It's not anything else.
Yes.
But I also went to boarding school, and at boarding school, geez, you do whatever it is
Us
that
there.
you can do.
Let's go fetch our child.
But also, what I'm saying is, if your parents haven't had the conversation with you, and maybe our parents did not know how to have the conversations with us, but the parents in my generation, the parents that are like in the 70s, 80s, those parents that were born in the 70s and 80s, those parents should know how to have the conversations, because those are the conversations that no one had with you. So you should know how to speak to your child and to give your child the options. If your child wants to be a drunkard, it's okay. By the time they reach 21 or 25, they will be an old gogo. Alcohol also, it causes, it interferes with your cells. Well, we've got good genes.
I look 15 and I'm turning 19.
Well, I'm not sure if
you look 21 and you're turning.
But what I'm saying
matter.
is, it has an effect on. It has an effect. So when a person makes the decision to drink alcohol, you should know all of those things. You should know
what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, know what you're getting yourself into. I'm not speaking like this because I no longer drink alcohol. I will have a glass of wine, an occasional glass of whatever, whenever I want to, but I will not feel pressured to drink alcohol just because I have got people that drink alcohol around me, and it is a decision that I have made in my adult life. And remember, I've been drinking for most of my adult life. And so these are conversations that we're having with our children now. I'm not saying to JD, don't go out there and drink. I'm saying be responsible in whatever you do. Be responsible. Remember that it is your life at the end of the day that will be affected by the decision that you make. So the overindulgence of alcohol becomes the problem. It's not the indulgence; it's the over.
Okay.
It's like the drinking and the driving. When you have one beer, you already are
over the limit, because the limit now is 0.02.
You see, you're already
so you're not supposed to.
So you're actually supposed to either Uber yourself home or have a sober driver. So it starts there. It starts understanding that your life is affected by your first drink. So understand that when you say, I'm going to drink today, it's either I'm going to do it at home, where I'm not going to go out anywhere, or I'm going to go with a responsible person that is going to drive me to the place and back from the place. So it's just be responsible with your decisions. We cannot, like from 18 upwards, we cannot tell you as parents what to do, but we can have the conversations with you. And when you're drunk and you don't know what to do with yourself, we can only just wipe your vomit and try and give you whatever aspirin we have, so that your headache becomes better, and so that we give you a little bit to eat, because you are so hungover.
She's talking to you so
like there's nothing we can do, but we can have the conversation. My tea's finished.
No, I think the most important thing is don't front. Don't pretend to be something and someone you're not, because at the end of the day, all these people, especially for varsity, I know me, I was only there for 4 months, but still, I know a lot of these people that go out and they drink, they don't like it. I know people in high school.
They only like it when they start getting drunk, and then the taste buds basically don't
remember. You don't know what it tastes like. So it's just like
you hate the taste of the thing.
Like I know
but you're
people
forcing yourself because you are supposed to look cool when you're drunk. Nobody said drunk was cool. Nobody said alcohol is cool. It's just a social pressure for people to drink. In fact, I take it as far as there's a reason why. I'm going to be political, but there's a reason why, for instance, in townships, there are taverns and whatever. Because there's a lot of black people that don't work.
It alleviates the what's happening basically in our life.
There's a lot of black people that don't work, that live during the day. They are at home in their townships or wherever they live, and they're drunk. They're drinking during the day and they don't work. Where do they get the money to drink if they're not working? And they're staying at home the whole day and they're drinking. And who is putting the alcohol in the townships? And who is supplying the people that are selling the alcohol in the townships? Ask yourself that question. And then ask me, where we live in the suburbia, there's no tavern.
Flex. Unnecessary flex, but okay.
There is no tavern. There's no tavern.
No, for real, not a single.
And
the nearest bar is so far, and you'll never find a single. And it closes
at a certain time. There's no tavern at every corner.
I said,
we're not
doing snacks
in
there, but the nearest bar we have, like in this area, like literally the time mom went, the one time she went, they were the only black people in there.
Yeah.
That's how hectic it was.
Yeah.
And it was empty that time.
And also, I'm not trying to take business away from anyone. Business is cool. You can sell whatever you sell. But what I'm saying is, who is drinking the most? Who is drinking the most?
I was still saying before you turn your political.
Yeah, well, I had to be political because I'm the mother. I'm the voice of reason within the whole.
I was saying that I saw like in high school when a lot of people were still tasting and trying certain things like in terms of alcohol. A lot of people used to be on some type of, no, I don't drink, I don't see the need to drink. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, no, it's fine. And now all of a sudden, not that they're in varsity or anything, but then you'll have them text you or something and they'll be like, no, I'm just drunk. And it's like, how? Is this you now? This is the same you that was basically looking down on us when we were talking about getting lit and stuff like that, and you were like, no, I'm not the drinking type. But now you're the same one who succumbed to the pressure. Because the ones that were
experimenting,
now we're done, we're fine.
They're not the drinkers. The drinkers are the ones that in front of their parents were non-drinkers.
And now you want to go ham and you want to go crazy and you want to be drinking everything in front of you. Guys,
I suppose it is the time to do it. When you are at tertiary level, it is time for experimenting, finding yourself. However, do not front. Do not.
Yeah, don't make yourself seem better than other people because when you don't like something. Oh, do we both have alarms?
Why are we alarming?
I don't know.
I'm alarmed that we are alarming.
Wow.
Why am I alarmed?
Okay, mom, last advice for like parents, parents and children who are watching. Guys, please do make your parents watch this. If you feel like you want to be honest with your parents, not because you're going to start drinking in front of them, but honest with them so they know what you're doing. We're not saying go do it. I'm just saying, I feel like it's better to be honest with your parents because you're doing certain things. I'm not saying expose yourself by doing it in front of them, but at least be honest enough to be like, this is a possibility. By showing them this episode and be like, mom, this is a way. So give advice to parents and children watching this in terms of alcohol experiences and stuff.
The parents have the conversation with your children about alcohol and about sex and about all these things that are taboo to talk about at their teenage level stages, which is from 13 to 19 basically. Yeah. So have that conversation with them. Do not be afraid to have the conversation, because if you don't have the conversation, it will make the situation worse. They will go out and experiment with things. So have the conversation so that you at least know that they do certain things. And if you find out that they do certain things, then insist that they are responsible within the scope of doing whatever they're doing. They must be responsible. If they must drink, they must always. They must go out somewhere, maybe to a club, because at age 18 upwards they go to clubs. They must go with responsible people. They must go with people that will look after them. They must go in groups. They must just be responsible in everything that they do. We live in a country that has become very dangerous, and it has become very dangerous to go out to clubs and drink. And also, if you're not buying it with your own money, it's just become so dangerous.
you
Don't
can't-
take alcohol from people. Just have those conversations with them. Rather come back. I'm not encouraging them to be disrespectful at all. I'm not encouraging any young people at ages 19 upwards to be disrespectful and to be drinking in front of their parents. But there are parents who allow their children to drink with them at their homes. It's different households, different rules. So I'm saying, have the conversations. Do not act all strict, because they will go out there and they will embarrass you. You that has not had the conversation. Have the conversation. You might find out that your child does not like alcohol at all.
They can be like, Ma, I actually tried it, but I didn't like it, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It could be a
So
situation
don't worry about it. But have the conversation. Don't hear from aunt wasn't or don't hear from the next door neighbor.
You saw them at Stones in Melville because they go to UJ and now they're there pop drunk on the floor because that's how you find out that your kid drinks.
So my advice is, do not be afraid to have the conversation. It is a tough conversation to have, but it
I feel like it's better than sex.
But it can also not be so tough if you're gonna, if you have a relationship with your children in the first place.
Yeah, we must start somewhere.
It's not going to be so difficult. Have the conversation. That is my advice. To the younger ones, do not be disrespectful about it. If you choose to drink alcohol, do it far away from your parents, but in a responsible manner, and make sure that you have the conversation with your parents. Don't lie. When your mother asks you if you take alcohol, do not lie. Agree if you do, disagree if you don't. But it must go both ways. The conversation, engage each other on the topic of alcohol. It is important at this day and age.
Okay, my last words of advice. Number 1, don't do things you don't like. Okay. Number 2, don't take alcohol from people. And I learned a very amazing point yesterday. Like, I am grateful to be surrounded by family members who can plug us with our VIP and your free alcohol and stuff like that. So I'll never ever, if a guy came to me and be like, I can offer you a VIP, don't, I can be like, I can get that from so and so in my family. I don't need you. I feel like if you can't afford to go out,
stay at home.
Tell your friends, hi, if they tell you, Guti, hi, mang, he said, don't, hey, be like, no, I'm glad. If you know that you don't have your money to go out, number 1, to cover your transport and to cover whatever you're going to. Mom,
why am I?
How many? Yeah, so if you don't have enough money to cover whatever you're going to drink and like your transport home,
stay at home.
Stay home. Why risk it?
Home is not lovely. There is
dog.
your TV set. There's all lovely things. There's food.
You have your
there's
bed
there. Stay at home. You are safe at home. No one will attack you at home. No one will drug you at home.
And put things in your drink.
Things in your drinks at home. And no one will do any funny thing. And no one will steal you. No one will do funny things to you at home. Stay at home if you can't cover your own way.
Yeah. And then I think the last bit is be responsible. I feel like, varsity, yeah. I'm not going to talk a lot because you're going to come at me and be like, what do you know? But yeah, do your things.
I went to varsity, so I can talk.
So you can experiment and stuff, but now I know, if you don't like something, don't do it because everyone else is doing it. To be honest, be like, what, I'm fine. If they're like, no, but it's just to loosen you up, just so you feel the vibes, be like, no, I'm great.
And no one's gonna come at you because you did have the experience.
And I went to varsity and I didn't even go out. I literally thought when I get to varsity it's where I'm not going to eat. I'm literally going to live off of maybe bread and eggs and I'm going to go out partying. Where I was at home cooking proper every day and there was options for me to go out. It's not like I didn't have a social life. There was options always to go out, but I just never went. I always made excuses. It's just how it is, man. Some of us, it's because these things just don't faze us. So yeah, guys, I feel like don't pretend, don't try to be someone you're not, don't do things in J&J. Yeah, I think
stay at home. Stay at home. If you can't cover your way, if you don't have money for stuff, stay at home.
Oh yes, and parents, I hope you don't shun your children because they make their own life choices. Yeah. I think that's it from us, ma'am. Catch us again whenever we decide.
On the Grey Couch Conversations. I think next time we have
Jada back.
We'll have Jada back. And we know that you guys like Jada because she adds a bit of
But what was
flavor.
you gonna add to this one?
I
think this is the perfect
This
one
is the
to
perfect
have
one to have
without
without
her
Jada.
because she doesn't have that experience yet. So yeah, guys, I think we're done now.
Cheers, guys.